Test, test, test. There we go. Okay, we are live, everybody. Welcome aboard. I am your Heavenly Father. This is the live stream. We are about a minute behind Kayleigh Macaroni. Sorry for the technical glitch to begin with. I'm just getting set up here. I walked in and she's speaking. So let's get going. She just started taking questions. I heard the last little bit of what her little speech at the beginning out of the binder, and she was criticizing the states for caring about COVID, saying we don't need any rules because people all can take care of themselves in a contagious disease that kills other people. But that's the important part. No rules.
With that, I'll take...
Okay, let me make sure that you guys can hear. And we should be good. Go ahead, Kayleigh.
Take questions. Welcome back, Kristen.
Hi,
Good to have you back.
Thank you so much. Good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate it. I want to ask you about comments that the Attorney General made to the Associated Press. He said, quote, "To date, we have not seen fraud on a scale that could have affected a different outcome in the election." Given that, why hasn't President Trump conceded?
So first, he went on to say this. It was in an AP interview where he made that initial comment. But in that same AP interview, he went on to say that he thinks a lot of people are confusing the use of the federal criminal justice system with allegations that should be made in civil lawsuits. And he discerned the fact that, he said, quote, "There's a growing tendency to use the criminal justice system as sort of a default fix-all, and the campaign's litigation is all civil litigation, which is apart from something that the DOJ would be involved in."
Follow up with you on that of more than 40 cases.
That's all nonsense because the DOJ would be investigating voter fraud if there was actual voter fraud.
That have been brought by the president's legal team. The majority have been denied or dismissed. The election results have been certified in all of the battleground states. Does the president still think he has a path to win?
The president has said that he believes all legal votes should be counted and all illegal votes should not be counted. And in fact, the campaign is pursuing.
Election results have been certified in all of the battleground states. Does the president still think he has a path to win?
The president has said that he believes all legal votes should be counted and all illegal votes should not be counted. And in fact, the campaign.
I know she's trying to say illegal votes can't be counted, but it sure sounds like she says legal votes should not be counted.
Is pursuing that litigation.
She's just said that talking point so many times. That's the automatic answer for anybody with the Trump campaign. Should he concede with illegal votes and then illegal votes and then illegal votes?
I can't get into the details of that litigation here, but they still do have active cases in Nevada and Wisconsin.
But how does he overturn the results when they've already been certified in these battleground states, Kayleigh?
Again, the president is just looking for every legal vote to be counted, and I will leave it to the campaign to pursue their end.
Does he have faith in it?
No, someone said earlier, this is the Antifa logo. This is Antifa, and then right here, that's Hugo Chavez. And then over here, we have Dominion. That's the symbol for Dominion. And then George Soros brings them all together. And this is the all together. It's the literati.
Attorney General Bill Barr, does he still have confidence in Bill Barr?
The president, if he has any personnel announcements, will be the first to know it. Yeah. We'll go for Janet.
What? The president will be the first to know it? Or she'll be the first?
Just looking for every legal vote to be counted, and I will leave it to the campaign to pursue their end.
It's the illiterati, not the Illuminati, David.
Does he have faith in Attorney General Bill Barr? Does he still have confidence in Bill Barr?
The president, if he has any personnel announcements, will be the first to know it. Yeah. We'll go for Janet.
Is she just skipping words today?
Thank you. Two questions. Has the president then spoken to Attorney General Bill Barr since these comments came out yesterday?
I'm not aware if they've spoken. I know the Attorney General was here yesterday for a pre-planned meeting with the Chief of Staff, and they discussed an array of issues, but I'm not aware if the President has spoken to him directly.
Has the President considered any
Wouldn't that be a question to ask since you knew that that would be the predominant point of discussion today? Would you not ask the President if he spoke to Bill? Like how much? She's making $185,000 of our money, and she can't be like, hey, did you talk to Bill Barr when he was here yesterday at your house?
Pardons to any of his kids? Has he talking to Attorney Giuliani about this?
I've heard no mention of any pardons in any conversations I've had in the White House other than the pardon of Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, a 3-star general who I've discussed from this podium before.
Who pled guilty twice, admitted to major crimes.
Who had his life ruined.
But he was a 3-star general.
And, he
His life is not ruined. He's making all kinds of money on the speaker circuit.
Is a valiant hero who served his country both on the battlefield and then came to work in government and
And violated the Logan Act and lied to the vice president, at least was fired by the president for lying to the FBI and the vice president.
What happened to him was there was an FBI note that said they wanted to get Lieutenant General Michael Flynn to lie. There then was a criminal leak.
Nope, they did not say that.
Of his identity and a phone call he had.
There was no criminal leak of his identity. The FBI was surveilling Ambassador Kislyak, so no unmasking was necessary at all. The FBI already knew who was on the phone call.
He was told no lawyers were needed in the discussion. The FBI.
He wasn't told lawyers. He wasn't told no lawyers were needed. He was asked if he wanted a lawyer, and he's like, "No, I'm good."
Was having with him. FBI investigators then after said they did not think that Lieutenant General Michael Flynn was lying.
Incorrect. They knew that General Flynn was lying. They said he showed no visible signs of lying. In other words, he's a good liar. He wasn't sitting there going, I don't know. Kislyak? I don't know Kislyak. What kind of Kiss? What kind of name is Kiss? Is it Kislyak? What did you call him?
But yet he was still pursued in an unjust manner, and
it was not an unjust manner. It was by the book.
Government failed to
as Obama instructed, by the book.
Provide the original FBI 302s from that interview. It was an egregious miscarriage of justice.
It was not. All the 302s checked out with the story.
And we're finally glad that justice was served for a war hero, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. David.
Is the president planning to announce his
justice was not served. He was pardoned.
2024 candidacy in a form?
I mean, that's the opposite of justice being served. He's pled guilty twice. The judge wants him sentenced. Pardon?
Event here at the White House.
You know, the justice system.
Before January 20th or even on January 20th?
I've not heard any discussions of that. I'm aware of the reporting, but the president's campaign is currently pursuing active litigation, and that is the focus, at least at the moment.
All right, we're already behind here, guys. So let me just stop and say hi, Green Room. Hi, Cujo. Hi, Chris. Hi, Ruth Ann. Hi, Down with the Clown. Hi, who else? I saw David in here. Congratulations on being first, David. And everybody else, too. Here we go.
You heard his comments last night. It sounds like he's planning to run again. Do you know if that's a fact?
I haven't spoken to him about that.
He's going to have a rally or a big press conference during the inauguration, and that's when he's going to announce.
That again, his campaign is pursuing litigation. I would redirect you to the campaign.
Hey, Linda.
Yeah. Yes.
Mark Meadows has been meeting with Commissioner Hahn. What is being discussed? And also, did the White House get a heads up that the UK was going to be approving the Pfizer vaccine?
I do. I'm not aware of any heads up that we
That's right. The UK just approved the Pfizer vaccine. America first.
were given.
Thanks, President Trump.
But what I will say about Dr. Hahn is it is par for the course for the chief of staff to meet with him as we're trying to save American lives with a vaccine in record.
Oh, now we're trying to save American lives.
Time. In fact, 2 vaccines, not only a vaccine in record time. You heard Monsanto.
Again, at the beginning of the press conference, we'll go back, we'll watch it. She's saying, hey, we don't need rules. There's no need for mandates. If you haven't heard, Kansas, I'll play it for you because I don't want you to take it just in case you're a big Trump fan, big Fox News fan. I don't want to put this in my own words. Yesterday, the Deuce on Fox and Friends said something that I think you should know about, but we'll play that later.
Salawi say a vaccine normally takes anywhere from 4 years to 25 years. He said that in an interview last week, and this was in 10 months. It's remarkable progress, but
scientific advances.
We still want to make sure that it comes as fast, as expeditiously, but as safely as possible, because we know by that each day that passes, there are more American lives at stake. So we want to make sure it comes out as quickly as the data allows it to, and we will have 40 million doses by the end of the year, which is a tremendous achievement, not just to have gotten a vaccine in this time, but to have produced 40 million in advance. It's having a businessman as president. It's the Trump vaccine. Yes, Justin.
Thanks. I had a couple policy things, but first I just wanted to go back to what you said about personnel. Right before the election in a rally, the president suggested that he might fire Dr. Fauci after the vote had happened. And so I was wondering if you could comment on what Dr. Fauci's status is and if you have any plans.
Yeah, I've heard no discussions of that. Dr. Fauci's still hard at work on the task force.
And then there were 2 things that the president mentioned as policy goals that would happen before the election that we haven't seen any sort of obvious progress on, so I wanted to check in on those. The first is the $200 Medicare prescription drug card.
Right.
That was supposed to happen before the election.
Yeah.
It seems to have sort of vanished, so I was wondering if you could give an update on
Let
that.
me follow up with the chief of staff on that. I haven't heard any current discussions about.
It's kind of a big deal. Trump promised he was going to give seniors $200 in some kind of cash card. Didn't explain where the money would come from to pay for medical bills. That was his America First medical plan.
It, but I will follow up with you.
He had also promised an immigration order, an executive order on immigration that would protect Dreamers. Again, he promised that before the election. Do you have any
He
update?
put
Yep.
forth many different immigration packages on HB1 visas and others to protect American workers. I'll circle back, but there were many iterations of immigration EO.
Did she call it the Trump vaccine? I didn't catch that, guys. I was looking for a video for you guys. Did she call it the Trump vaccine? Christopher's asking.
Prior to the election.
Is that work progressing at this point, or are you sort of thrown in the towel?
I think right now the focus is making sure that there is stimulus relief for Americans
Yes, she did.
who are hurting right now. So that is the current active policy priority that we are working on moment by moment, along with
That's nice of the UK to approve the Trump vaccine.
COVID. Yes. Yes.
I got to go back. I got to hear that, guys. Sorry.
And that we haven't seen any sort of obvious progress on, so I wanted to check in on those. The first is
We'll
the
jump ahead. We'll
$200
jump ahead in a second. Sorry. I want to hear that.
Medicare.
Not that I don't
prescription
trust you.
drug card. That was
Oh, for God's sake. Come on.
yeah.
It was before this guy, right?
Dr. Hahn is, it is par for the course for the chief of staff to meet with him as we're trying to save American lives with a vaccine in record time. In fact, 2 vaccines, not only a vaccine in record time. You heard Monsef Salawi say a vaccine normally takes anywhere from 4 years to 25 years. He said that in an interview last week, and this was in 10 months. It's remarkable progress, but we still want to make sure that it comes as fast, as expeditiously, but as safely as possible.
That's just what Stormy said.
Because we know by that each day that passes, there are more American lives at stake. So we want to make sure it comes out as quickly as the data allows it to. And we will have 40 million doses by the end of the year, which is a tremendous achievement, not just to have gotten a vaccine in this time, but to have produced 40 million in advance. It's having a businessman as president. It's the Trump vaccine. Yes, Justin.
Wow.
Thanks.
Good catch, guys.
Coming out here, and just a few weeks ago, made clear the importance of 230
Of HIV/AIDS.
prior to the election.
Are those
Okay, here we go.
prescription drug card?
Thanks for your patience, guys.
Are
We're back.
Is that work progressing at this point, or are you sort of thrown in the towel?
I think right now the focus is making sure that there is stimulus relief for Americans who are hurting right now. So that is the current
Oh, now's the focus? Now we're going to get now we're thinking about that?
and active policy priority that we are working.
Couldn't have taken care of that before the election and said, "Hey, you know what? We're not going to deal with it. I've instructed my people to stop negotiating. We've got to concentrate on getting Amy Coney Barrett behind that, so that churches."
On moment by moment, along with COVID. Yes. Yes.
Kayleigh, as demonstrated by the large red ribbon out around the White House, yesterday was World AIDS Day. The president issued his proclamation yesterday, but consistent with his previous 3 proclamations, omitted any reference to LGBTQ people, even though they bear the brunt of HIV/AIDS. The president included a reference to racial and ethnic minorities, so why not LGBTQ people?
The
Good question.
president honored World AIDS Day yesterday in a way that no president has before, with the red ribbon there. And I think that
Oh, well, that's freedom clap for Trump. He put a red ribbon somewhere. So that's really, he's fixed it. I think there's the cure. That's the Trump vaccine right there, that red ribbon.
he commemorated
That's what she just said.
Bear the brunt of HIV/AIDS. The president included a reference to
Has not mentioned the LGBTQ community, but the red ribbon.
racial and ethnic minorities, so why not LGBTQ people?
The president honored World AIDS Day yesterday in a way that no president has before, with the red ribbon there. And
Tie a bigot ribbon round the old White House.
I think that he commemorated the day as he should have.
Why there's no reference to LGBTQ people?
Charlotte.
Proclamation is not a-
Charlotte, go ahead.
He's got a follow-up question,
The
but
president honored World AIDS Day yesterday in a way that no president has before, with the red ribbon there. And I think that he commemorated the day as he should have.
Why there's no reference to LGBTQ people?
Charlotte.
Proclamation is not a-
Charlotte, go ahead.
Yeah, the guy's just like, but there's no reference to LG. Like, why reference minority communities but not the LGBTQ? Why? Why not? I mean, it is. It's a few years back, let's say 1922. I went in and I had like the full STD workup. They call them STIs now, though, so I don't know. And the doctor says, "Do you want to have an HIV test?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I mean, why not?" He says, "Well, I mean, if you've had sex with another man, then you probably want to get that done. If not, you're probably good." I was like, "Really?" Because and he says, "No. It's we only see it in the homosexual community. It's even prostitutes. We're not finding HIV in prostitutes as well. So yes, it very much is in the LGBTQ community, at least according to this infectious disease specialist that I saw. But no mention of it whatsoever in any of the previous 3 proclamations by the president either. But red ribbon."
I wanted to ask about Section 230. Is President Trump willing to allow a government shutdown over that in the National Defense Bill?
The president has made clear the importance of 230, and I would point you to his tweet about how that.
Section 230 is the law that allows companies like Twitter, Facebook, etc., the platforms, to allow you to put whatever comments you want on them, and Twitter, Facebook, etc. is not responsible for your comments. Otherwise, they'd have to be censoring everyone's comment, which completely destroys the point of social media. So that's what 230 is for.
Pertains to the NDAA. One thing I would say, when you look at 230, just to explain for the American public exactly what that is, it's essentially a shield that is given to social media networks because they claim to be the public square. But in the case of Twitter, Twitter has become a publisher, choosing to fact check certain content. And when you're a publisher, there are certain responsibilities with that. You should not be immune from liability. And when you look at what Twitter has done on the Ayatollah Khomeini, we were just looking at his Twitter account before coming out here, and just a few weeks ago, the Ayatollah Khomeini of Iran tweeted, quote, "Why is it a crime to raise doubts about the Holocaust?" Something not worthy of a flag by Twitter, which is despicable when you think about.
Oh, it's a question. It's not. He's not actually stating a fact there.
It. Also, the Ayatollah has tweeted that Israel is a deadly cancerous growth that should be uprooted and destroyed, something that Twitter did not deem worthy of flagging or blocking in its entirety. And in fact, Twitter executives defended.
The Ayatollah has been blocked on Twitter before. They have censored the Ayatollah.
That move in front of the Knesset. This is a very important issue, one that there's even bipartisan agreement that something needs to be done. So the president will be unashamed.
Yeah, what they should do is take away the exemptions for noteworthy people. For example, President Trump has an exemption to being suspended, even with all the batshit crazy that he says, because he's a leader of a country. The Ayatollah shares that same exemption. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind if they got rid of that exemption. If they're like, okay, Trump, you're out of here. It's been enough. That'd be fine with me. Take down this tweet or your account is suspended until you do. Absolutely fine with me.
Fighting against that kind of vitriol that we see and very hateful language that Twitter is publishing.
Hey, Roy.
Kristen.
Thank you, Kayleigh. Just one more question about Section 230. The Democratic chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, he put out a statement essentially saying that these two things are not related, Section 230 and something as big and important for our national security as the NDAA. So I just want to be clear here, is President Trump seriously...
Oh, for those of you who don't know, President Trump threatened to veto the bill that gives money to the National Defense Agency if they don't fix Section 230, which has nothing to do with national defense. Nothing. So he wants to weaken the country because Twitter puts little flags on his tweets.
Considering and talking about vetoing the NDAA over Section 230?
Yes, the president is serious about it, and I noted, when you
And he's
have
serious,
other world
apparently.
leaders that are making calls for genocide and Twitter not finding that worthy of flagging or blocking. Beyond that, you look at China, who's putting out disinformation. China tweeted out, I believe it was 6 days ago, I think it was November 25th, that COVID-19 did not originate in Wuhan, something that was not deemed worthy of flagging by Twitter. There are real grave concerns here, and the president stands by that.
OAN has put out the same thing several times, and Twitter's never flagged that.
And it also is worth noting that the president will always
But they have flagged OAN several times.
defend our military, ensure that we get adequate defense funding, as he's gotten $2.9 trillion so far. But he is going to put the pressure on Congress to step up on this.
And one more question about Attorney General Bill Barr's comments. I believe you said that you're not sure if President Trump and the Attorney General have spoken since he made those comments. Was that right?
Yes, I'm not sure if they've spoken.
But can you at least tell me, was President Trump upset when he heard the Attorney General say that he has not seen or the DOJ has not uncovered evidence of widespread voter fraud enough to overturn the outcome of the election?
I haven't spoken with the president specifically about AG Barr or that comment. And I would also just point everyone
Well, if the president watched Lou Dobbs, he's very upset about AG Barr's comment.
on to the revised, or the supplemental, I should say, not revised, comment that was put out by AG Barr in the wake of media reporting that seemed to misconstrue his statement. He said that some media outlets have, not he, I should say, the DOJ spokesperson, some media outlets have incorrectly reported that the department has concluded its investigation of election fraud and announced an affirmative finding of no fraud, and that is not what the AP reported nor what the AG stated. I think a lot of the media didn't read beyond that one comment to the civil part versus the criminal part.
Well, I think maybe the discrepancy is, you have members of the Trump campaign coming forward and saying that there is hard evidence of widespread voter fraud.
Again, just to be clear, election fraud, fraudulent votes, is a crime. Not a civil offense. It is a crime. The FBI would be investigating that.
Enough to overturn the outcome of the election, and then you have the nation's top law enforcement officer, the Attorney General, saying if there is, he hasn't seen it.
Well, the Attorney General was speaking to what has come before his desk. And again, I'd point you to the campaign for specific questions on this, but I would just say generally they are pursuing civil litigation, which...
Yes, she is with the campaign, but it is a violation of the Hatch Act for her to be political while she's on White House property. Any government property or government vehicles, Air Force One, etc., which she's done several times, but claims that she hasn't violated the Hatch Act. So all of this is not political. She's doing two jobs at once. She's getting paid by the campaign and she's getting paid by the White House. Our money.
In fact, the Attorney General explicitly said some of this is meant more for civil litigation, which is what the campaign is currently pursuing. Kevin.
Yeah.
Kayleigh, is the president seriously considering skipping the inauguration?
I'll leave that to the president to make his announcement. He tweeted something to the effect of he knows what his decision is and he'll make his decision at the right time.
What rationale could he possibly have for skipping?
He knows what his decision is and he'll make his decision at the appropriate time.
I'm not going to speculate on the president's decision. I'll leave that.
I will. He's not going to go to the inauguration. He's going to have a counter rally and he's going to announce his run for presidency in 2024. You're welcome.
To announce it.
Just one follow-up. There was a report yesterday on federal officials investigating a potential bribe for pardon scheme. Has anybody at the White House been questioned by federal law enforcement officials regarding potential bribes for a pardon?
No. Yesterday that no government official was or is currently a subject or target of the disclosed in this filing. Yeah. Andrea.
So thanks for taking my question. I wanted to ask about FBI Director Wray. Though it looks like President-elect Biden wants to keep him in the job, does that change the president's perspective on FBI Director Wray? And
I called it.
Does he retain full confidence in him? No, I have just a quick follow-up.
Yeah, he's made no assessments, and at least in my presence, about that. And if we have any personnel announcements, we'll let you know.
Okay, great. Can I just follow up on the vaccine issue? You said 40 million doses. I recall the president saying...
Oh, I have those masks, these KN95s. Do not buy this mask. Hold on. Let me go close up for you. I want to show you guys. See this mask right here, KN95, and it's got all these holes at the top, holes at the bottom. There's some plastic in there. What Kevin Lee's son found out is that, oh, right there. I've got to be on the right screen. These holes, the plastic cracks, and some of those holes, you can blow air and virus right through. So do not get this KN95 mask that looks just like that with the KN95 halfway up. Yeah, those are the ones. Don't buy this mask if you see it. Okay, back to the feed. Here we go.
And perhaps even you saying that you were looking for 100 million doses by the end of the year. That 40 million is quite a bit short. So can you just clarify that number?
So there are currently 6 vaccines that we have identified as vaccines that we were hopeful would come to fruition. And with several of those, if not each of them, I can follow up with
That is the correct use of fruition.
you on the exact number. We have manufacturing contracts. So we have manufactured doses with several of these.
No, that very specific one, the mask with the KN95, and then all of the holes along the top and the bottom, that pattern that she had, those ones, check those holes because the plastic sometimes isn't there.
But they have to come to completion. So with each new vaccine that comes, along with that will come millions and millions of doses that have already been manufactured in time. But currently, of the 4 vaccines in phase 3 clinical trial, Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and Janssen, 2 of those have gotten to the point of applying for an EUA. So really, it's incumbent on the manufacturer and those going through the phase 3 clinical trial to get that data to us, and then it's manufactured and ready to go. So the moment someone else gets to a 94% effectiveness rate or whatever the barometer is, we will have those doses. Yes. Yes.
Thanks, Kayleigh. I have just 2 quick questions if I could. Georgia officials have said election workers there are facing threats because of the president's false claims about winning the state and his rhetoric throughout the election. Does the president condemn threats against election workers, or does he take any responsibility for those threats?
We condemn any threats.
Oh yeah, he takes full responsibility for the
against anyone. There's no place for violence. What I will say, though, too, is that the president's lawyers, they were doxxed by a left organization. Their private information put out, so we're seeing that happen to people on both sides of the argument, and there's no place for that ever anywhere.
No.
Real quick, the CDC director today said that the next few months could be among the worst public health months in American history. I wonder, does the White House, is it setting a good example for the public for the White House to be holding in-person holiday parties at a time when the CDC and other organizations are asking Americans to forego those kinds of celebrations for their own safety?
Yeah, so, if you can loot businesses, burn down buildings, engage in protest, you can also go to a Christmas party. You can celebrate the holiday of Christmas.
There it is. David had mentioned this earlier. Yeah. So if you're doing something illegal, then doing something illegal is okay.
Christmas, and you can do it responsibly, which is why the East Wing has noted that they'll have smaller guest lists. Masks are going to be available. Social distancing is going to be encouraged. Hand sanitizing stations, among other measures. But we will engage in the celebration of Christmas.
Is it any wonder we have 13.5 million COVID cases? Any wonder whatsoever when you've got idiots like this in charge?
And there will be a Hanukkah celebration as well. Yes. Yes. Meredith.
Thanks. Does President Trump, has he had any kind of conversations with allies on Capitol Hill about challenging Joe Biden's electoral college votes with Congress? We saw one of his allies today said he plans to do that. Is that a conversation that the president's had at all?
Not that I'm aware of. Ines.
Oh, yes. The White House Coronavirus Task Force is privately telling governors that Americans under the age of 40 who gathered with people outside their households at Thanksgiving are dangerous to others and should isolate immediately. Why is the White House not publicly sharing that same information with Americans?
Good question.
You said that was in a, what document was that?
The White House Coronavirus Task Force is privately telling governors.
That those Thanksgiving celebrations there's CDC guidance out there as to when you should and should not isolate, so I would point you to that. That's all been
Okay, and why is the White House not
publicly available since the beginning of all of this?
Oh, and so under 40-year-olds are often on the CDC website looking up guidance. Right. So it's not, does the president have any sort of pulpit if you will, or ability to communicate directly with the American public? Should we think about setting something like that up?
Christian.
Yeah, thanks, Kayleigh. So if some version of the defense authorization makes it to the president's desk with language that terminates Section 230, would he sign it into law, even if there's language in there that renames bases bearing Confederate, names or named after Confederate officials?
Yeah, he's said before he's very much against the Warren Amendment, and public polling is with him on that. How that intersects with the 230 tweet, I will have to follow up with him about. I don't know if that position has changed, given what he tweeted recently, but I will follow up on that.
And then on China,
yes.
Joe Biden told the Times that he doesn't want to roll back the China tariffs or the Phase 1 trade deal. Do you know if the president plans on reaching out to Mr. Biden to talk about, China trade, since it's been such a hot policy issue, or any other policy really, before January 20th?
I'm not aware of any plans of that at the moment, but if I do, I'll let you know. Yeah. Meredith.
You give some examples of,
Oh, Meredith gets 2 questions. He's hanging around today.
Lawmakers who've been talking about COVID, but I am curious, where has President Trump been in offering public leadership on this topic of the coronavirus, especially as we've seen cases surge? We haven't seen the president make any sort of public comments or even tweets about this surge in cases. So I'm curious what sort of examples you have.
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean, he's created the greatest testing system in the world. He gave...
He hasn't done anything. He hasn't made any comments about the surge in cases. Is there any? Oh yeah, he created a testing system back in after screwing up
a press conference about 2 weeks ago, I believe, on the vaccine, which he has done at warp speed because he's torn down bureaucratic barriers. He's been hard at work. He's done, I don't know how many coronavirus task force briefings from this podium, but the work he's done speaks for itself. The fact that now the case fatality rate in this country is 2%. It was 6% in April, and what that means.
Yeah, what that means is that we're testing a lot more people and having a better idea of it. It should be much lower than 2%. It should end up somewhere at 0.6. 0.6% is what South Korea figured it out to begin with because they were testing everyone. That's where we should be. We're still at 2%, which is not something to brag about. That means we're not doing enough testing.
Means is it's a testament to our therapeutics. Another thing that happened recently.
It's not a testament to our therapeutics. In fact, remdesivir has turned out not to have that much of an effect at all.
In fact, mid-November got almost no attention, but it's, again, a testament to the president is the 2 new therapeutics. They are renditions of, one is a monoclonal antibody.
How are the therapies a testament to the president? President Trump did not develop any of the therapies. Granted, he certainly was a guinea pig to test many of them, so... Thanks for volunteering, President Trump.
Another one is a Regeneron therapeutic, and these 2 therapeutics are given to people with mild to moderate COVID symptoms that are at high risk for severe COVID or hospitalization. So the fact that we've got to the point where we now have therapeutics we can give you an...
And we are at record hospitalizations in this country, by the way. More than 90,000 the last time I checked.
Advance to try to prevent you from going to a hospital, and we've sent out 169,000 vials of one and 36,000 vials of another just in a few weeks. He's hard at work at this with the task force behind the scenes.
When he's not playing golf.
And when we talk about his public leadership, just on COVID generally, I think it's a fitting time, given your question, to note Dr. Fauci now says that we should keep the schools open. He said that this Sunday. This is something the president has said.
If the positivity rate in the area is low enough.
For months.
Thank you, Roy. 98,000 people in the hospital right now. That's a record.
It caused me to go back.
And pretty soon, and the deaths yesterday were what? Did we hit 2,500 yesterday officially? Anybody?
To July.
Sorry, normally I would be, you probably saw I'm messing around with my leg here. My calf is in pretty bad shape right now, so I've got it on a heating pad. And I can't really access the keyboard and everything for checking like I normally do. I mean, yes, I could pick up the keyboard and put it on my lap, but I don't feel like it. So, you get what you pay for.
And look.
That being said, if you'd like to send me some money, hold on. What? I can't. Okay, there it is. Send it to paypal.me/KevinLeeFauther. Oh, see, my chair's in the way. Oh my God, life is terrible. You can also Venmo me, but you can't see the address, so oh well. Go to KevinLeeFauther.com. You can become a patron there and help support broadcasts like that. I think I'm just going to be doing this all day because I can't walk anywhere. And boy, do we have a lot of stuff to cover from yesterday and the testimonies. And remember the lady, what's her name, Melissa Carone? The person who didn't know what discard means? She's back. She was back yesterday in a big way. And she is fabulous.
At one of my briefing books from July 16th, 2020.
Marcy says, my calf is the first phase of Biden taking our cows. That's true.
And what I found in there was this. The science was always on our side about keeping schools open way back in July. It's being acknowledged now, but in July.
If the positivity rate is low enough in the area, yes.
July, you had Dr. Redfield saying, unlike flu, kids are not driving the transmission cycle. You had Dr. Atlas, who's been a leading voice on keeping the schools open, saying everyone else in the Western world, our peer nations are doing it. We can do it. This was back.
And when the positivity rate gets too high, they close the schools. Why? Why does this have to be black and white?
Back in July, we had a study from the Netherlands about few reports of infections from schools that had stayed open. This was back in July. You had a Yale School of Public Health professor named Albert Coe saying that the bottom line is the impacts of COVID-19 on children is minimal or very low compared to other groups. There was
200 dead kids. But anyway.
The Lancet quote to that same effect. This was back in July when the president was saying, keep the schools open. I'm looking at the science. It's detrimental to keep kids out of school. But what were Democrats saying? When the president was following the science, here's what Democrats were saying. You had Governor Gavin Newsom say this, I'm not taking pressure from Trump on opening schools. You had Governor Cuomo saying it's not up to the...
Yeah, they've got a 3% positivity rate rule in New York. When it gets over that, they close the schools. When it's under that, they keep the schools open. It's not hard to understand.
The president about opening schools as schools were shut down. You had Mayor de Blasio, who interestingly reversed himself this week, and now kids can go back to school.
Right, because the positivity rate fell below 3%.
But back in July, when the science was on our side, he was saying what we won't do is ignore the science and
science hasn't changed.
Recklessly charge ahead like our president, who was always following the science. You had Jennifer Rubin tweeting that now he wants to kill your kids.
The president has not followed the science on anything. The president was holding super spreader corona rallies before the election in violation of his own CDC guidance. Following the science. The president is responsible in his rallies, according to Stanford University, for 700 deaths. More to come. We haven't even hit the end of the death count from President Trump's rallies.
I'm not sure how that's responsible reporting. And then you had Anderson Cooper saying that he actually just doesn't care about kids at all, nor the health of their teachers and parents. And you had the American Federation of Teachers.
Yeah. Anderson Cooper's right.
And the National Education Association railing against the president as well. The president's followed the science. He's also kept in mind we have a constitution, and he will be unashamed and always advocating for the science.
And as Fauci had said from the beginning, he was long advocating for surveillance testing. We need more testing. Remember when Harvard said we need 9 million tests minimum per day? We're nowhere close. We are simply nowhere close to where we need to be with testing back in March. President is following the science. That's just so ridiculous.
Science in the best interest of the children of this country. Thank you very much.
No AOA, and so no mic drop. Let's go back to the beginning and watch her little diatribe about that. Here we go. Here's Fauci. We're going to take him out of context. Let's go back. We'll find Fauci right here. They said something about Fauci. Let's find out what. Or not. Let's just look at a black screen for a while. That's pretty. Yeah?
You can expeditiously vaccinate people that by the time you get to the mid to...
Fauci has been right all along the way, Jason. Fauci just looks at the data. That's his job, and the data speaks for itself. So...
the end of the second quarter of 2021, namely May, June, July, August, you very likely could have overwhelming majority of the people vaccinated.
And breaking news now inside the White House press briefing room.
We'll watch that for in a second here. This is on Fox and Friends from yesterday. For those of you who don't think Fauci was right about masks and masks working, this is Fox and Friends.
Ultimately, right now, what's going on with the pandemic is, and we don't know exactly how many people may have been infected over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, but the number of cases in our hospitals is going through the roof. In 41 states, it's going up. I read a great survey, and they looked at the scientific data in my home state of Kansas. In the month of July, they had a statewide mandate for masks. Now, the problem with Kansas was some counties would actually enforce it and other counties would not.
That is true.
In the counties that enforced the mask mandate, the number of cases of coronavirus actually went way down. And in the counties where they did not enforce the mask mandate, it went way up.
Really?
Yeah, this is Fox and Friends telling you this, guys. This isn't me. This is Fox and Friends. These are the people that interviewed Trump on a regular basis. Before the election, it was supposed to be a weekly basis. After the election, he stopped calling in because he went into hiding in his bunker.
Yeah.
You just have to do it smartly and do it safely.
It means, apparently, masks work.
What? 4 million U.S. cases in the month of November alone. That's a third of the total number of coronavirus cases in the U.S. since this pandemic began. All right, this...
Masks work? Who knew? Who knew? Why? Why didn't anyone tell us this?
Secretary Kayleigh Macaroni, let's watch.
Places of worship, but not other government-deemed...
Jason, you're an idiot. I just showed you.
...essential businesses. Justice Gorsuch in the ruling said this as he rolled back Governor Cuomo's restrictions on places of worship. He said, quote, "It is time, past time, to make plain that while the pandemic poses many grave challenges, there is no world in which the Constitution tolerates color-coded executive edicts that reopen liquor stores and bike shops, but shutter churches, synagogues, and mosques." Behind me, you will see displayed images of Democrat hypocrisy playing on...
Jason, there are influenza cases, and influenza season starts at different times. Every influenza season is very different. The actual virus itself mutates, and that makes a difference. And the fact that we are now very conscious, even the people that aren't wearing the mask, or at least washing their hands more, staying socially distant from people, using hand sanitizer, that's going to bring the flu numbers way down. Way down. And the fact that more than a third of the schools are closed also brings the flu numbers way down. It makes perfect sense that the flu season has not erupted right now. The flu season should be much more mild this year because people, like myself, are taking more precautions. Plus, I've already had my vaccine. More people are getting the vaccine this year. So, yeah, that's... Should we get rid of Jason or should we keep him in the room? I mean, that's just how science works, Jason. I mean, obviously, Jason, and normally, Jason, I don't just outright call people morons. You are one. I mean, there's just no doubt about it here. I'm literally showing you science, and I'm showing you from the other side people saying that masks work, and you're just denying it. Should we get rid of them or should we keep them? I'll let you guys make the call.
Loop. These images depict the following. They show Governor Gavin Newsom of California dining both maskless and indoors.
Yeah, Newsom should resign.
At the fancy French...
I don't know. Oh, okay, she's got screens on both sides of her, and so, yeah. I'm not triggered, Jason. I'm laughing at you. There's a huge difference. Triggered. I'm enjoying it, Jason. That's why I'm asking the group. Literally why I asked the group, should we get rid of... If you're triggering somebody else, then I'll get rid of you. I'm enjoying you. You make this worthwhile, Jason. It's just... It's fascinating to me how stupid some people can be. And again, normally, hey, if you got something to say, substance, send us a link. Let us into your world. Tell us what you think. But you're just a fucking moron. My stomach hurts.
Laundry restaurant despite severe lockdown restrictions against indoor dining for the very people he governs. You'll see Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot
That's actually not accurate, but go on. Yeah, no, Newsom's terrible.
Celebrating in the non-socially distant streets of her city. You will see Speaker Nancy Pelosi indoors at a hair salon in San Francisco when salons in California were only open for outdoor.
When the salon owner said that that was fine, but she didn't say it was fine. The hairdresser contacted the salon owner, said, I'm going to have Nancy there tomorrow. And the salon owner didn't say, because there's a lot of questions, because things change all the time. Is this good? Is this bad? Is this what? Now, Nancy was maskless. We do have that on camera, and that's Nancy's fault. Nancy should be held responsible for that by getting coronavirus. Like, I don't know what to do with that.
Or services. And you will see CNN's Chris Cuomo staging his emergence from quarantine in a made-for-television moment, coming out of the basement. And this was after Cuomo...
I want to see it. Why don't they show it to us?
Was spotted breaking his brother, Governor Cuomo's quarantine rules to go for a bike ride in the Hamptons.
You can't go for bike rides in New York right now?
Also notable is San Francisco Mayor London Breed, who followed Governor Newsom's lead and
Jason, that's not just a Democrat motto. First off, it's democratic. Use the right word. That's everybody's motto. Everybody's rules are for thee and not for me. That's just not Democrats. That's everybody. The Republicans violate rules just as much as the Democrats. That's a politician thing as well.
Dining at the French Laundry with a group of 8 people. And
it was 9 people.
Finally, Los Angeles County Supervisor Sheila Kuehl dining outdoors at her favorite Santa Monica restaurant after voting to ban.
Come on, Fox News, show this to us.
And outdoor dining at 31,000 restaurants throughout LA, calling outdoor dining a most dangerous situation. Quite clearly, these...
Yeah, that's just whoever, I don't even, I missed the name she's talking about, but I have heard of the situation. It's just ridiculous that, that you would say this is a dangerous situation and then run out and do it right away. Just absolutely ridiculous. And that person should immediately resign from whatever official position that they have, because that's just completely hypocritical.
Democrats.
No, Jason, see, I'm agreeing with you. I'm criticizing Democrats right now. Okay? I'm on your side with this, but it's not just Democrats. Try and open your mind. I don't think you can, because honestly, you're just a fucking moron. We very seldom run into just pure idiots in here. They're usually bots, but you are beyond.
Do not follow their own edicts. They act in a way that their own citizens are barred from acting.
Yeah.
Governor Cuomo's decision to impose restrictions on the size of religious gatherings was rebuked by the highest court in the land.
5-4.
But what was Cuomo's response? Instead of showing deference to the Constitution, he attacked the legitimacy of the court. Governor Cuomo said this: "You have a different court," and I think that was the statement that the court was making. "We know who he appointed to the court. We know their ideology." Well, in fact, the ideology of those on the Supreme Court who made the decision to support the First Amendment are in favor of freedom, the Constitution that survives even during a pandemic. This statement from Governor Cuomo strikes at the heart.
The Constitution also mentions the welfare of the people, and it has been decided in 1824 and then again in 1905. 1824 was Gibbons v. Ogden, that states have not only the right but the duty to protect their citizens during public health crises, and that includes quarantine. So the Supreme Court, the new Supreme Court, the 5-4 Supreme Court, reversed stare decisis, which is decided law, and went against what previous courts have already determined. Hey, thank you, Dr. Layla. Thank you for the super chats.
The issue. Democrats seek control. These images behind me make clear Democrats' mindset. Rules for thee, but not for me. The president stands with you, your freedom, your ability to decide how to best protect your health. We all know how to protect ourselves from COVID-19. Wash your hands, socially distance, wear a mask. But as one federal court put it, there is no pandemic exception to the Constitution. And with that, I'll take questions.
There is. It's in the Constitution. It's not an exception. It's in the Constitution. The welfare of the people is the government's primary responsibility. The government derives its very power because of that responsibility. That's why the government exists. Anywho, that's the end of Kayleigh right there. Here's what I'm going to do, folks. I feel bad about stopping right now. Oh, thank you, Andy. Appreciate it. He sent me euros. €3.49. That's like $28. Thank you, Andy. I really appreciate that. 1 ding per euro. And then a half ding for the 49 cents. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's find something else to watch. Let's see what else is going on out there. Let's check out what's on OAN. We're going to keep broadcasting here. I'm going to make my screen go away because I have to eat my yogurt and bran. Yum. And I have been criticized by some for eating on camera. Apparently some people are disgusted by it. So I will make myself invisible during that time. Hey, Paul, good to see you. Hey, Chef Rob. Hey, Ruth Ann. Hey, Noel, nice to see you in here. Hey, Green Room, if I haven't said hi to you already. Danielle, everybody else has been chatting. Dr. Howard, again, thank you very much for the super chat. If you'd like to contribute to the broadcast, please do. PayPal, Venmo, super chat on the YouTube, hearts in Twitter or Periscope. I'm not really sure how the hearts work, but people have been doing it, and I love it. Let's go to, see what else is going on here. Let's pull up the old OAN. Here's the FEC. This is, let's see, what did I find? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll get into that later. Hey, hi, Todd. I got huge news. So yesterday, Trump tweeted out, I do something separate. Yesterday, Trump tweeted out a young lady who's got the Hannity slot, but on OAN at 6 p.m. Pacific. That's the slot. That's when Hannity's on. That's prime time. That is when Rachel's on. Those are the big shows. That's when Cuomo is on, but Chris doesn't get the ratings because he's up against Hannity and Rachel. And if you're on either side of the spectrum and you really care about the news, you've picked your side already, and you're with either Rachel, who is amazing, and Hannity, also amazing when it comes right down to it. What do we got? The Michigan thing yesterday was pretty lit. We might watch that. Let me pull up the Twitters, because yesterday. This is big news for me. I was thrilled. I'll explain in a second. Let me find Trump here. Let's see what he's been up to while this has been going on. President Trumpers, there he is. Pull him up. Let's scroll back to yesterday. Oh, here's something. I will watch this later. Okay, here we go. He tweeted this. He retweeted it again. Okay. Or is this last night? I can't tell when he tweeted. Yeah, this might be from last night. Okay, this is fun to watch. Let's pull her up. This is, now I've forgotten her name. There she is right there. Nope, that's Team Trump. Let's go back. But I'm going to be very critical of this young lady. But there's more to this story. And I think I'll be fair.
Another big day of explosive testimony, whether it be to...
Okay, hold on. Let me turn her down just a little bit here because she sounded booming in my ears. I don't know how loud she is for you, but it looks like she's right at the peak. Yeah, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten anything today, so I am going to make myself invisible, and let's just watch her.
Today's hearing in Michigan, Monday in Arizona, or last week in Pennsylvania, the one in...
Guys, let me know if the volume is way out of whack here.
Inescapable point for Democrats is that even if you want to chalk up all of the glitches, the ballot errors, and other irregularities to simple mistakes, then why do they only go one way?
Here's the concept here. Why aren't the Democrats complaining about the election?
Can anyone...
You know, the election that they won. Why didn't the winning team of the Super Bowl complain about the refs? That's what they're saying. That's the premise of this whole thing. Is that how come the winner isn't bitching about the rules? Why isn't Joe Biden demanding a recount?
Name a single time in which these mistakes helped President Trump. It's a simple question that has been raised time and again in the months since Election Day.
Okay, two things there. In the months since Election Day, I'll let you do the math in your head there. The other thing is, why are these things always going against President Trump? That when they find the errors? No. In Wisconsin, they counted the ballots and they found 132 additional ballots for Joe. Ballots that hadn't been counted as they should have been for Joe. So no, it's not always going against Trump. Errors go both ways.
Without any good
in the months since the election.
Answers from Democrats. However, looking at records from the Federal Election Commission may explain at least part of the reason for this code of silence. What we find is that 95% of all political contributions made by employees at Dominion voting systems between 2014 and 2020 went for Democrats.
I checked it out. It was 90%.
It's the same story at Smartmatic. 86% of their employee contributions went to Democrat candidates.
It was 75%, and there were 10 employees during that entire time who donated. 10 employees, 75% went Democrat, 25% went for the Republicans, and it was a total of $370, somewhere around then.
Specifically to Joe Biden, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, and even to Adam Schiff. Now this comes despite...
Yeah, they're Democrats.
Smartmatic's...
So Adam Schiff got, I think, $7. I looked it up yesterday. I changed this. The screen previous to this was the FEC. That's what I was looking at. But yeah. Oh, 10 people. Oh.
Own website declaring, quote, Smartmatic's founders and employees adhere to a strict ethics code that, among other things, prohibits them from making political donations.
That is true. That is on the site. And 10 Smartmatic employees decided they were going to make political donations anyway.
So here you have Dominion, which is a foreign-owned company and uses computer chips made in China. And Smartmatic...
What? Computer chips made in China? That's it. Trump wins. This is over.
Which has ties to Soros and the Castro regime in Venezuela.
Wait, is Sidney Powell going right now? Hold on. Thank you for the heads up, whoever just sent that to me. Dean, thank you, Dean. If Sydney's talking, we're watching Sydney. Let's see if we can find... It'll be on OAN no matter what. I'm not seeing it covered by the top 3. Let's go to OAN. Let's see, that's Cloud TV. Hold on, I got to take this off in case it shows my password. Give me a second here, folks. And we'll go find... Oh, hold on, I got to say that I'm not a robot. I got to find the fucking crosswalks.
Headquarters from San Jose.
Okay, so no, that's not showing yet, but I'll keep this on the other screen so I can keep an eye on it. If someone sends me a super chat or something, give me a heads up, guys, because I got to keep OAN on that screen so I can't see the super chats. Let's go back to her.
Involved in U.S. elections. At this point, many people are wondering where the Justice Department or the FBI is after days and days of credible testimony. Well, I'll tell you where the DOJ is. Just like Dominion and Smartmatic, over 85% of their employees' political contributions during this last election cycle went to Joe Biden.
Yeah, people are allowed to donate to whomever they want.
Attorney General Bill Barr telling reporters today that his department has found...
Oh, it's on, the right news crap. Yeah, hold on. Thank you, Dean, or Dr. Leah, whoever said Dr. Leah. Nope, Dean said that. Let me go to Right Side Broadcasting. Hold on. And... Yeah, you're right.
Praise, and that's God.
Okay, let's bring it over. I don't know that Sidney Powell has actually spoken yet, but let's switch over to this. And we're going to mute this guy right now. Let's go back, make sure that we don't miss. No, nobody's there. Okay, so we're using Right Side right now. And let me go live. I think we're live, but the feed is bad. Yeah, the feed's just bad. Okay, so we'll wait for Sydney to make an appearance here. I don't know who this is. Here's the thing, and I'll bring it up and show it to you guys. Let me minimize this. What are we watching here? Okay, pull this up because I wanted to show you this. This excited me. I got so happy over this. Let's go back. Oh yeah, here's Melissa. This is cute. Who says Florida doesn't have reindeer? I like that. A crab sitting on a gator. I think that's photoshopped, but the shadow sort of matches up, so I'm going with it. It's a good Photoshop job. Okay. Okay, wait. I want to show you this. Okay. Come on. Where is it? I missed it. Give me a second here, folks. Sorry. Oh, if you missed the press release, this is the press release right here from Major Biden. That's the first dog. There's 2 German Shepherds now going to be in the White House, and they put out a press release because Joe Biden was playing with Major when he broke his foot. So this is the press release right there. Bark, 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 bark. Translation from K9. I wish my adopted father a speedy recovery, but I strongly maintain that I've done nothing wrong. I look forward to the Secret Service investigation, which I expect will confirm that I am a very good boy. I just love that. Basically, we've got an issue. We've made a choice between one side that loves dogs and Donald Trump, who, when he's insulting somebody, says, like a dog. I fired him like a dog. You know, the way you fire dogs. So we've made the right choice, America. But this upset a lot of Republicans until I explained that this is just the rough draft. I'll pause until you get that. Don't. Do not. You guys are like on a 30-second delay right now. I'm not even going to wait for your reactions because, like my mother used to say, you'll just encourage him. Do not laugh at Kevin. Do not laugh at Kevin. Just encourage him. Okay, let's go back to the conference here, see if Sydney's talking yet. Nope, it's just blank. They've got a really poor feed. If anybody knows where better feed is, let me know. What I wanted to show, I did steal your line, Dr. Howard. That I may have seen that joke from Dr. Howard. Someone wrote that to me yesterday too. But I will pursue that line of questioning doggedly. What? Why? Oh, here it is. Okay, so the lady we were just watching is Cara McKinney. She's an OAN host. And something, she says something in a couple of seconds here that I corrected. And she says, I misspoke. She replied to me. She says, I misspoke as humans do, smiley face. I added a tweet to the thread noting the mistake. Take care and God bless. She admitted that she made a mistake. She's not lost completely to the dark side yet. There is still one hope. So then I wrote back and I offered to take her on as my Padawan and just analyze that entire clip, as we've been doing, kind of help her out. But so far, no takes. Here we go. I don't know what's going on here, but there's hugging. COVID, everybody. COVID-19.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Joy, for that beautiful song.
Oh, we missed a song.
I want to thank everyone here.
So do I.
Because I know you're here because you love America.
Woo!
I know you're here because you love Donald Trump and he loves you. You're here because we, the people, will not let them steal our vote. We will not let them steal our freedom. Every lie will be revealed. And on January the 20th of 2021, Donald J. Trump will be sworn in as President of the United States of America.
He will not. It's got to be in Georgia somewhere. Oh, it's in Atlanta, looks like. And I'm just going to skip to the part where he holds up the snakes.
Almighty God, our Father in heaven, Jesus Christ our Savior, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Totally plagiarizing this.
This country. We are a country under God. We know that if you do not protect our country, the watchman waketh in vain. We pray that you protect America. We pray that you protect our freedom. Save our country. Save our president. Forgive us of our shortcomings and forgive us of our sins. Holy Spirit, fill this room. Fill these speakers. We pray in your name. We pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Woo! Freedom Jesus clap, everyone. Freedom Jesus clap at home.
I want to introduce you, man.
Someone brought a cowbell.
I filed a lawsuit now pending in the 11th Circuit.
Uh-huh.
He's also representing the President of the United States in a lawsuit to be filed in Georgia.
Uh-huh.
Ray Smith. Come up, Ray.
Oh, yeah, Giuliani's going to be speaking in front of the Michigan Ramada later tonight, is what people are saying.
C.J. Pearson. Ali Alexander. Come on up.
The microphone levels on this are way all over the place, so I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not apologizing for it. Forget it. You can pray to Jesus that it stops. COVID. Hug, hug, hug. Yep. Because people are smart enough to maintain their own social distance. We don't need rules.
I got two. Needs no...
I got a lawsuit, and the only cure is more cowbell.
Kraken, Sidney Powell.
Freedom clap, freedom clap, freedom clap. I thought of a license plate, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna pay the $85 or whatever it is a year. I don't have it. I'm gonna raise money. I need you guys to give me money so I can get a personalized plate. I'll share more. But it's awesome. This is the greatest personalized plate, and it's going to give myself and so many others so much joy if it's available.
There's another man. I know where he is, but he's not here.
Okay.
He's not in the White House.
Oh, yeah?
He's not the President of the United States.
Oh, who's that?
But I know this man.
Yeah?
And I know what he's doing right now.
Uh-huh.
I know what he's been doing for many, many years.
Is it Brad Pitt?
He's been fighting for America.
Oh.
And he's been fighting for you, the people, for the last several years. He's been fighting the same people.
Sean Penn.
That persecuted him.
He's talking about
years,
Sean Penn.
And falsely accused him for years.
Yep, Sean Penn.
That are trying to steal our country from us. Give it up for General Michael Flynn.
Oh, God! Oh! The Dollar General is there! I'm so happy I just hurt my calf bouncing up and down on my chair.
And I promise this to the general who...
What are we going to do after Biden's president? This has to continue. We need to somehow have them draw it out. By the way, this is just a huge money-making scheme for Trump.
We're going to fight like a Flynn. Fight like a Flynn.
Couldn't have done anything better than that. I'm going to leave that, guys, up to you. What would be better than fight like a Flynn?
We'll fight like a Flynn.
I mean, right off the bat, in it to Flynn it.
We're going to make America great again.
So much Flynning. All I do is Flynn, 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 no matter what. I mean, really? That's the best they came up with? I'm just leaning forward to give you COVID from behind. Go ahead and deep breath.
We're going to send a message.
Oh, that guy's a minister. You can tell because the way he grabs and holds and walks with the mic, the finger wagging.
To the state capitol in the Golden Dome of Georgia.
Flynn fighters, I like that.
to the tin roof of the governor's mansion of Georgia.
You know what I want to do right now? I just want to like turn on some Foo Fighters videos and listen to them. Dreaming out loud.
76 in America again. And you're not going to take our freedom. We're going to fight for our liberty. We're going to send that message from Wills Park today.
So
and we're
many
going to
hats.
send it all the way over to Beijing, China. We're not going to let you take our country over. Never going to happen on our watch.
What about China?
This is America. You picked a fight with the wrong people.
But why Beijing? What's going on? Hold on. USA. 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 Why are the networks not covering this?
We're going to send that message. We're going to send that message to George Soros. Get out of our country, George Soros.
Yeah. I thought that Georgia Soros was extinct.
We are not going to allow ourselves to go back into the polling booth.
I love it. Sean, Phil, I can't even sing it. Philadelphia Freedom.
You hear me while you hide in your closet. And you hear us. You hear the people, Brad Raffensperger. And
Come on, call him Brad Nothingsburger.
Duncan to hear it too. And the guy that's making a ton of money, Gabriel Sterling, you listen up, Gabriel. You're not going to sell our votes to China.
Wow. Okay.
Not going to vote on your damn machines made in China.
Russia.
We're going to
Russia.
vote on machines made in the USA.
He's holding a Shure SM50 58 microphone. That microphone is made in China. In front of him, we can see somebody holding up an iPhone. China. There's an iPhone behind too, but we can see both of them, both made in China.
Tell you what?
What?
I believe that a great man one time called upon the black Americans to take action. We're not here for violence. But Martin Luther King Jr. believed in nonviolent civil disobedience. Disobedience.
Yeah.
I want you to go to the governor's mansion.
Yep.
I want you to circle it. I want you to blow your horns until Brian Kemp comes out and orders a special session of the Georgia legislature. Get us our legislature and tell everybody we want our legislator to meet and we want him to fix the mess that he created. And then he can resign. And then as far as I'm concerned, lock him up.
Republican Governor Brian Kemp. Republican Governor.
There's a few others that need to go with him.
Well, I created this monster, and the next thing you know, he's tearing down the castle.
Now, everybody's been reading the media. Stop. It's a lie.
Stop.
Stick with OAN and Newsmax. They tell you the truth.
That's what NPR stands for. No people read.
Truth. This is the battle between good and evil.
Yeah.
This is the battle between truth and lies.
Oh.
I'm going to introduce now a person.
The lies?
That's going to tell you the truth.
Oh, good. Who is
They
it?
want to know, where's your evidence?
Sean Penn.
Show us your evidence.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to show them the evidence. There's
Where?
piles of evidence. There's
Where?
mountains of evidence.
Mountains?
This election was a fraud on America.
A frog?
Donald Trump won a massive landslide victory unparalleled in the history of this country. And he's going to stay in the White House because we the people voted for him. And we the people run this country. This country belongs to you and you and you and you. It belongs to the people.
Bigger than Reagan's victory over Mondale, which, by the way, was everything but one.
I challenged Governor Kemp to step up in front of the people, put his hand on this Bible, and tell us that he did not take money from China. He did. So did Brian Raffensperger. They
Draftlesberger
Bible and swear to the other contrary, because if they do, they will commit perjury, and there's another reason to lock them up.
Just because you're touching a Bible doesn't mean you're liable to for perjury.
The person that's leading the charge.
Yeah.
I've been with her when she's worked 23 hours a day.
Wow.
I've seen the young people fighting for America under her charge and leadership. And let me tell you, you can call her the crack.
Oh, don't pause on Kraken.
Sidney Powell. Come on up here, Sidney.
Okay, we'll call her the Kraken. Here comes the crackhead.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all so much.
Sydney, big fans of Australia down there.
You all are amazing. You are the heart and soul and spirit that makes this country the exceptional place that it is. You inspire us. Oh, thank you.
Republican candidate for president 2024.
Oh.
We love you. We love you. Pitchfork. It's a fucking pitchfork. They brought a pitchfork.
I feel your prayers. General Flynn and I, throughout the ordeal we have been through, have felt the prayers of you and millions.
They created the monster and the mob. Twofer.
Helped us face everything we have faced and have the strength to proceed.
There's a
every day
pitchfork.
to keep fighting for the truth. Americans around the world and freedom-loving people around the world are starved for the truth and for freedom.
We are. That's true. It's been 4 years.
That is exactly what they have all tried to take away from all of us.
In what way?
It's been increasing exponentially for the last 20 years. It's unbelievable to me, as a child of the 50s that grew up in just an amazing time in this country, when we could walk to school safely and have friends of all kinds, and there was none of the divisiveness, at least in my life and the lives of my friends, regardless of their color, that we see now. In the world of real Americans, we're not defined.
Real Americans. I just wish the pitchfork would just come up and stay centered on the camera so it looks like she's in jail already.
And by who we look like, what color we are, or anything else. We're defined by our love for freedom and liberty and justice for all, on which this extraordinary nation was founded. Those are the values, American values. God, family, country are the values we must return to now.
There's a pause in the feed, not me. You can tell because the crawl keeps going here. What?
continue to be influenced by flat out any of the dark to impose their
They're losing it. They
will
never should have.
on so many of us.
Big mistake to go with CompuServe.
Now is the time for every patriot in this country to stand up, make their voices heard, and
Chris Wilson says she sounds like conspiracy theory Susan Collins. That is 100% accurate.
be counted.
Again, this is the feed. This is not me. Gonna check and see if this is on Facebook anywhere. Oh, it might be on OAN, but they're just OAN is just pulling in the right side broadcasting. Wow. And okay, we got to please stand by here, right in the middle of Sydney. This is beautiful. I don't know if anyone else is covering this. I don't know if there's any other cameras there, because if OAN is using this feed, it's where we are, people.
Still massive voter fraud across this country. It took all...
I've now shown you all of the evidence. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, everybody.
Form Dominion machines. We have experts and a witness who have explained to us that the fraud exists in the DNA of all the software that was run by any voting system in the country. So they all are at risk of having been
So we can't have any more elections.
Manipulated. I think we will eventually find that the algorithm that flipped votes at a certain percentage from Trump to Mr. Biden was run all across the country. There might be a few areas that it wasn't used in, but not many. And then we have the extraordinary evidence of inexplicable spikes. I mean, hundreds of thousands of spikes in votes. We can see them
completely explicable.
Injected into the system, sometimes at a rate of 90% for Biden and 10% for Trump. We all
in given areas, yeah, the absentee ballots, absolutely.
all know that defies reality.
It does not.
You can't flip a coin 300,000 times and have it always land on heads.
It's not a coin.
There are lots of people that got cheated. And it went even local races.
She responded to someone in the crowd shouting something. That's a big mistake, because they're going to keep shouting.
Yeah. Lots of congressional seats, Senate seats. I agree, there should not be a runoff, certainly not on Dominion machines.
Oh, crap.
I think I would encourage...
Guys, I just realized I have a voiceover due at noon that I have to finish up. I totally forgotten about it right now. It's 11:34 now, so I got to concentrate on that. I'm going to disappear. I'm just going to let you guys watch this, but I'm not going to be here for a little while.
All Georgians to make it known that you will not vote at all until your vote is secure. And I mean that regardless of party. We can't live in a republic, a free republic, unless we know our votes are legal and secure. So we must have voter ID, and we probably must go back to paper ballots. That are signed and have your thumbprint on them. And we certainly should be able to find a system that can count them, even if it has to be done by hand. What we have experienced the last 4 years, both with respect to General Flynn and President Trump, is unacceptable in the United States of America. We expect that in Venezuela, unfortunately, where the Dominion systems and Smartmatic technology first took root and was used to ensure the election of Hugo Chavez, the brutal dictator. I'm still wondering what role our three-letter agencies had in the creation and distribution of that. Yeah. I knew the swamp was really bad, but it's at least 20% worse than I thought it was. Done. And that's why they have fought so hard to get rid of President Trump and tried every dirty, nasty, evil, illegal trick in the book to do it. Yeah, it is pure evil. We've already traced a lot of the money that did this back to China. We have internet white hat hackers, I think they call them, who saw back doors open in the system and saw people in Iran and China and Hong Kong and Serbia influence in our election system. All of this must come to a screeching halt right now. You and your children and your grandchildren and their children deserve the very best America has to offer. The only thing that really distinguishes us from other countries is our love of freedom and the application of the rule of law. It hasn't been applied fairly or equally in probably 2 decades. We must demand that change right now. We will give all our evidence to the Department of Justice as soon as we get it pulled together. I know. I wish I could say I didn't have concerns about how that would be handled, but unfortunately I still do. It's going to take a lot of indictments and fast to show us that they really mean business, because there has been flagrant election fraud. We have evidence of everything from people buying votes with checks written from a business on K Street in DC, to ballots being shredded, ballots being manufactured, ballots coming across the border from Mexico that are counterfeit, a plane full of ballots that came in, ballots distributed across state lines after being faked. I mean, there is no kind of voter fraud that hasn't been experienced this year across the country. Yeah, Georgia was absolutely full of it. Rife with voter fraud, but so are other states, including North Carolina. Pennsylvania went solid for Trump, yet they're still, yeah. So we need to flood the legislators here in Georgia and the governor and the Secretary of State with phone calls and letters. Yeah, I know. Everybody feels like they're not being listened to, and that's just not right. This is your state and your country, and they need to remember they work for you. I just want to thank you all so much for caring enough to be here today. It is my honor, and I know Lynn feels like it's his honor, and so does the rest of our significant team who have been working day and night since the election, none of whom have been paid a dime yet, although people have been contributing generously to defendingtherepublic.org. But we haven't even had time to get the stuff set up to write a check to pay anybody with yet. We're too busy fighting the fight, but thank you. I know you have my 6, and we all really appreciate that. Once again, you inspire us. God bless you, and God bless America.
God bless you, Sidney Powell. God bless you. And God bless all of the people here. Danny Hamilton, I want to thank Danny Hamilton. Trump bus. Thank you, Danny. Read the United States Constitution. And here's what it makes clear. All the power, not some of the power, all of the power belongs to the people. This is our country. We tell government what they can and cannot do. They do not control the people. This is our country. We're going to take it back. We're circling the walls of Jericho. People are praying in this country. We're circling the walls of Jericho. And God Almighty's going to tear the walls down, and we're going to take America back again. You watch it happen. You watch it happen. You send that message to Bill Barr at the Justice Department. Do your job. You work for us, Attorney General Barr. Do your job. You tell the director of the FBI, do your damn job. You work for us. Investigate this fraud. And tell the director of the Central Intelligence Agency, get out of our country. You don't spy on Americans. You're not going to ever do it again in America. Thank God for Donald Trump. God Almighty created every one of us, and He created Donald Trump, and He gave him a task to fulfill in his life, and that was to be President of the United States in 2020, and he's going to be President of the United States for 4 more years. Watch it happen. The people will not allow it to be taken away from them, and neither will Almighty God. God's going to save this country. Every one of you to do it. He's going to fill you with the spirit of King David the warrior. We are the rock. The people are the rock, and we're going to slay Goliath, the communists, the liberals, the phonies. Joe Biden will never set foot in the Oval Office of this country. It will not happen on our watch. Never going to happen. Come up here, Vernon Jones, a great American. Vernon, come up here. God bless Vernon Jones. Bring it up, Vernon. Yeah, baby. Hello, America. Hello, Georgia. Are you fired up? I am too. This is a hell of a day. I need someone to help me just for a minute. I see Daniel Boone Jr. in the house. Come up here and hold my flag. He has a Daniel Boone hat on. I want him to come up. He's a little shy. You'll do it. Come on. Is he going to come up? Daniel Boone. You know about Daniel Boone. I'm going to get it in just a second. Thank you. I love this country. And I love Georgia. I'm Vernon Jones. I'm a member of the Georgia House of Representatives. And I took an oath to serve and protect not only the Constitution, but the people of the state of Georgia. And I'm not backing down. I'm here as an elected official. It's my obligation and my duty to get your questions answered. I am, too, in support and calling for a special session in the Georgia General Assembly. This is not a third world country. This is the United States of America. And I'm not just doing it for Republicans, I'm doing it for Democrats, I'm doing it for every single person who lives in the state of Georgia. This is not partisan. We are America. And you deserve it. You elect 180 members of the House, and you elect another 56 state senators. We should, the Constitution gave us the authority to set all the rules and regulations as it relates to state law for elections, not the Secretary of State. We should have that oversight. And that's why we need to have a special session so we can look at what Raffensperger did in his agreements with Stacey Abrams and that crowd, which is not a fair fight. That's an unfair fight. We're standing up not only for black voters, but white voters and Democratic voters and Republican voters and libertarians. We're standing up for everybody. They all should be on this stage. They all should be on this stage. And I'm like you. I don't want to see my country go any further left. As a matter of fact, let's put it in reverse and back it up. That's why I'm supporting Senator David Perdue and Senator Kevin Loster, and I tell you why. Some have talked about staying home. I think about Dr. King. I think about all those folks who fought in the movement. They were kicked and they were beat, and some of them even killed just to be able to go and vote. Dr. King was standing up for you then too. It's your country. You hire the politicians. They don't hire you. You have to come out. And I'm going to tell you why. Georgia has a history of going into battle. Georgia has a history of fighting. We're going to take this back to George Washington, General Patton. We're going to fight for this country, and we're going to hold the line like America has held the line in every war we've ever been in. Georgia is the battleground state. It's Georgia. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Peace out, America. Vernon Jones. Now, I love Vernon Jones. Vernon Jones are more alike than we are different. But I'm going to disagree with Vernon Jones. Where's Kelly Loeffler here? Where's David Perdue? He ought to be standing right here. Those two people want your vote, then they ought to tell you what we're doing. Get a special session of the legislature now. Do not be fooled twice. This is Georgia. We ain't dumb. We're not going to go vote on January 5th in another machine made by China. You're not going to fool Georgians again. If Kelly Loeffler wants your vote, if David Perdue wants your vote, they've got to earn it. They've got to demand publicly, repeatedly, consistently, Brian Kemp call a special session of the Georgia legislature, and if they do not do it, if Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue do not do it, they have not earned your vote. Don't you give it to them. Why would you go back and vote in another rigged election? For God's sakes, fix it. You gotta fix it before we'll do it again. They've already got 800,000 absentee ballots. They're printing them out over there in China, sending them over here, stamping them with a computer, signing the names. They stole this election from Doug Collins. Doug needs to stand up and fight too. There needs to be the electors chosen from the state of Georgia at a special session of the legislature to vote for Donald J. Trump. That's who Georgia wants to be president. That's who we the people voted for. And then give us a election on January the 5th. An entire down ballot vote that's fair, that's honest, where nobody can cheat us again. So the message needs to be sent. If they care about we the people, they'll support we the people. Remember, they don't have the power. They just have the name senator in front of their names because you gave it to them. Excuse me, Brian Kemp gave it to Kelly Loeffler, not the people. I voted Democrat, I voted Republican. I try to vote sometimes for the lesser of the two evils. That's what happened when I voted for Brian Kemp over Stacey Abrams. He'll never get my vote again. He's not going to get your vote again either, is he? Brian Kemp needs to go back down and get his shotgun and go shoot quail and dove and let the people run this state of Georgia. Get out of the damn Oval. Get out of the mansion. You don't deserve to be there, Brian Kemp. Get out of the basement. And take Brad Raffensperger with you. And take Jeffrey Duncan with you too. Y'all all go out on a quail shoot and leave Georgia alone because you're not doing the people's will. Maybe it's time to look beyond the Democrats and the Republicans. Maybe it's time for there to be a party of the people. Maybe there's time for it to be a party of American patriots, because I see American patriots everywhere. And American patriots love America. We're not going to be taken over by the Chinese. If you take the China money, go to China. Don't stuff your pockets with Chinese money when we buy Dominion, or you buy the COVID equipment from the people that sent the virus over here. You don't buy bullets from the enemy. Tell that to Brian Kemp, because that's what he did. Now, Sidney Powell and I want to try to answer your questions. That's a Sidney Powell. How about Sidney Powell and Mike Flynn in 2024? He'll fight for America because he'll fight like a Flynn. I told you I'm not partisan. Vernon Jones for governor. Vernon will fight like a Flynn. How about some good, solid, hard-working American patriot out of the crowd of people I see here today? Run for governor. Take back your state. I support Donald Trump because he loves the people. I spoke with him the other day. He called me. I want you to know one thing that he told me. He knows he won this election. He said, if I lost this election fair and square, I would concede. But he said, Lynn, I didn't lose it. I won it. And he said to me, with the conviction of the President of the United States of America, I will never concede. Don't you ever concede, Mr. President. You won this election. America voted for you. Stay in the White House. I'm not here. When you get out front like this, sometimes people say you're trying to make money. I don't want your money. God's given me enough, and enough is enough. But I will tell you to support my foundation, #FightBack. I formed it 5 months ago to defend and preserve and protect the Constitution and our rights. And I'm going to do it. You don't have to vote for me. You don't have to give me any money, but go to #FightBack.law, fightback.law, and look at what we're trying to do and help us. Now, I want to tell you a personal story, if you don't mind. I was 16 years old. Yeah. I'm going to tell this story first. That bus, Mr. Hamilton brought over 1,000 people here today. Give them a hand, give them a round of applause. I was 16 years old. My mother died and went to the morgue, and my father went to prison. I didn't have one thin dime in my pocket. But I took the talent that God gave me, and I had the fighting spirit to make it. But in any other country in the world, I would not have made it. I made it because I was born in America, and America gave me the opportunity to succeed in my life. And that's why I love America, and that's why I'm going to fight for America, and that's why you're going to fight for America. This is from us. It's 1776. This is our battle. This is our fight. This is for our freedom. 1776 is back. Send a message from Georgia, the battleground state of Georgia. The battle starts here today at Wills Park, in this land, in this place, with these people. We're going to take our country back again. It's 1776. God bless you, and God bless America.
Perfect. I'm right at the end. Did I miss anything? Probably not, huh? Probably nothing happened.
God bless America, Georgia! The energy in this place is electric. And the reason it is because what the left doesn't seem to understand is that we love this country so much so that we will fight for this country. So much so.
We don't need to fight. There's no fighting.
They made the mistake of thinking that we were just going to roll over and take it, that we were going to let them steal this election, that we were going to let them make Joe Biden president of these United States.
Yeah, because he won.
Not in my America. No. Now,
hold on. This is your America?
The party of Mitt Romney, the party of John McCain, the party that didn't know how to fight. But what they don't realize now is that we are the party of Donald J. Trump.
Tea Party.
We are the party of fighters. We are the party of courageous people who will lay it all out on the field and fight for this nation, because if we don't fight for it, who will?
Well, there's no need to.
America is the greatest nation in the world, but it is not great by accident. It's great by the continued activism of bold Americans like yourself, who see that America, while it is great, it takes work for it to be great. Freedom just doesn't exist, it's preserved. Liberty just wasn't created, it was brought into action by patriots who had the courage to go out and fight for something they believed in. That is why.
Yes, he's a preacher.
Because America is so great that I'm gonna fight for it. You will too.
You will too. You will too. You will too.
If you'll help us do this, because unlike Brian Kemp and Brad Raffens.
Yeah, right now New Zealand is a greater country than us. That is true.
Questions. So what I'm going to ask you to do, and we've got to do it in a very orderly fashion, please.
Yeah.
If you can come around to the bus. And we'll get a line here, and we'll pull you up here. You can ask your question, and Sidney Powell or I probably.
Oh, there's going to be questions! Oh, I'm so happy I got done in time. Thank God for deadlines.
So, if anybody has a question, if you can kind of make your way around here, I'll catch some on the front row. Before I do that.
Oh, this is going to be great. If anyone is listening in the household right now, I will take my lunch in my studio. I don't know if there's anyone here. Or anyone. Nobody's watching. Nobody watches me here. Kevin Lee Daughter does sometimes. Kevin Lee Daughter, if you're listening, bring me some vegan food.
We've had so many people help us. I've had tens of thousands of emails sent to me telling me how they got cheated, offering to help.
Just yesterday, I heard from a Nigerian prince that told me that if I donated to his cause, he would donate 10 times back.
Know who they are, and God bless them.
Mukbang.
Okay. Anybody on the...
Wait, how does a young granny know what a mukbang is? Who are you, young granny?
Come on up.
Come on up. OAN is still covering this live, by the way.
This is the people's stage. You may.
He's son of a preacher man.
Why don't you tell us who you are and ask your question?
Chris, just take your phone with you into the bathroom.
Ann Walsh. And,
yes.
My question.
She's everybody's hero.
I'll tell her that while I have the chance. What should we say? Give us some responses to give to friends or loved ones who think we're crazy. I'm keeping the faith. I ingest the news that I see that just have a lot of people who are discouraged.
Yeah.
And so they've kind of, some of them have given up.
Because Biden keeps winning.
What should we say to them other than that we still believe?
I'm going to let Sydney answer that, but I'm going to tell you quickly what I tell them. You tell them that only one perfect man walked on the face of this earth. And they said he was crazy too, but he wasn't crazy. He was Jesus Christ. Tell them they said the same thing about Jesus. Sydney.
That Jesus lost the election? Jesus was the king. He was a monarch.
Are very difficult times. Some of us have lost good friends, and family members have gone a different way over the fact that we are insisting on the truth. It's just extremely difficult. The press...
A mukbang or mukbang is when you eat things on camera. So you go to Taco Bell, you bring it back, and hey everybody, what's up YouTube? Gonna have a mukbang, and then you eat things and you go, that's good. But some people, I won't mention any names, don't like it when I eat on camera. So no mukbang for you.
The mainstream press is effectively brainwashing people. Yeah, I think the best way to try to approach it is to have a calm, factual conversation.
David says, people laughed at Bozo the Clown too, but we didn't build a religion around him. Accurate.
But at the same time, we have to...
I want to say it's Korean mukbang. It might be... Somebody fact checked me on that, but it's an Asian word.
Realize that the power of the media to lie is so overwhelming that it's very hard for some people
to go
to original source material or really be open to the facts to confront the reality that's really in front of them. Yeah, digital soldiers.
Korean? Thank you, Christopher.
Yep. General Flynn's digital soldiers have been a huge help in bringing us the truth. So there are lots of people you can follow on Twitter, but in terms of, those personal relationships that we've all lost, other than trying to keep loving them and reaching out to them with the truth and maintaining that consistency, I don't know. There's no easy answer for that.
Female Foghorn Leghorn is right. There is no easy answer for crazy.
Thank you. Thank you. You could also tell them, turn off the television. What was it Joe Biden said? Tell them to go listen to the phonograph.
Record player. He said record player. If
I would tell anybody...
You just out record player Biden. The phonograph.
To think for themselves. Don't accept what you read in the newspapers and what you see on TV. They're liars. Go look up.
No, I'm not making fun of her bravado. I'm making fun of her voice cracking.
A color revolution. Because that's what's going on in America right now.
A what? A color revolution?
China's making its move because they need our land to grow their food. They can't take...
Stream does not exist. Well, there you go then. And OAN is a little bit ahead of us, and they cut away too. So I don't know if any stream is going to come back yet here. Do not believe what you see, hear, read, experience, touch, feel, think. Do not believe any of it. It is all lies perpetrated by... No, come on. Come back because... This question... Oh, good.
When they did the hand recount in Georgia, why didn't we then see massive discrepancies between what the computer totals were and what the paper ballot recounts were? If
it's an excellent
from Biden to Trump, wouldn't we see 50,000 less Biden votes in the recount?
Ran them back through the computer.
Yeah, but the paper ballots would have to match exactly.
If you get a hand count of the paper ballots and envelopes on the absentees.
Nope.
Donald Trump won Georgia by a landslide.
They had a hand count.
Georgia did not do a full hand recount of the ballots.
They didn't?
In the one county where they did do the hand recount, we found exactly what you're talking about. It was a small precinct.
No.
I don't remember the total number of votes, but they flipped 37 from Trump to Biden in this very small precinct. It was 0.52 or 52%, I think, of the votes there. So they weighted Biden.
Absolute batshit crazy nonsense. Georgia, all 159 counties in Georgia did a hand recount. All of them. Not just one small precinct. She's just lying. This is an outright lie.
Votes at 1.52, and they weighted Trump votes at 0.48 when the votes went into the machine to change them. People have been destroying ballots right and left. We have shredded ballots that we found.
No, they did it in every county, and that's how in 4 counties they found missing ballots that hadn't been included in the count, and that's what upset Trump so much, and he actually gained a couple of thousand votes there. But in almost all counties, the hand count was finalized, and it ended up reducing Biden's vote lead total by 1,200.
And it wouldn't even be possible now in Georgia to accurately count the actual ballots. Yeah, they have been destroying evidence.
No one has destroyed any ballots.
There was a fake a software update in Fulton County. They took the server, they changed the server. They've been destroying evidence, right? And
the guy asking the question, though, is exactly right. Why don't we see differences between the paper ballots and the machines doing the recount? That you're saying the software is switching votes because they end up being exactly the same. And that's what it comes down to. This is all nonsense.
And left. They know they're caught.
Do they?
But the reason, well, there's several reasons why we can't get it all. One, they're destroying evidence. Another, the machines are actually built to even try to alter the audit trail for them.
No, they are not.
But we'd have to have a real hand count of every ballot and every envelope to get an accurate count of the votes.
That is Dolly Parton. She's up there. She's injecting people with the vaccine that she helped fund in order to speed this along. Because she's just worried. She just cares. Dolly, really, people don't know this. Dolly is actually Mother Nature. It's true. Judges agree.
I left some.
No, they did a hand recount and then they did the risk limiting audit. So they did a full hand recount in Georgia. That's why it took several days.
Folks out real quick.
Here she is. Here's Dolly going to ask some questions.
Ask yourself this question.
Yeah, what question? Jesus?
Did you send any money to the Republican Party in Georgia?
Yeah.
Or you sent any money to the National Republican Party?
Wow.
Where the hell are they?
He's telling people not to send any money to the Republican Party. Holy crap.
Where's Ronna McDaniel? Where's David Schaefer?
Ronna McDaniel has been in Georgia answering questions, and all those questions are, how come you're not doing nothing?
Why are the Republicans not fighting for Donald Trump?
Wow.
If they don't fight for Donald Trump, including Loeffler and Schaefer, send them all home.
Herein is the schism. Oh, did he tell people not to vote in the runoff? Oh, this is beautiful. Me and my stupid... Why do I even bother auditioning? I never get anything. And when I do, COVID. By the way, one of the shows that Kevin Lee Daughter was recently asked to do, it's a show many of you have watched. It is a very well-known show, and it's a fantastic show. The filming's been shut down for now because of COVID here in LA. So not only in other places where I was supposed to hopefully go, here in LA, they're cutting back as well.
Kay Kent, board member, president's team, my kind of person.
We, the people, want to know an answer to a question.
Yeah.
What about all the veiled companies that Brad Raffensperger has?
What?
The various incorporated companies that Brad Raffensperger has. We would like to know an answer to that question.
What is the question?
When we look at incorporated company, I believe that is public record.
I know.
The preacher has no idea what she's talking about.
I know about the law of defamation. I know about the damn crooked FBI, too. I represented Richard Jewell. I know about fraud. Ask a company called DaVita. Stole $495 million of your taxpayer money. I got it back for you. The law of defamation says that if you make a false statement against somebody that's defamatory, they can sue you. Listen carefully, Governor Kemp. Listen carefully, Brad Raffensperger. I state as a matter of fact that you are criminals. You took money from Dominion. You took money from China with the COVID purchase. And I damn well bet you will never sue me because the truth will prove that I am right. You need to go to jail. Follow the money. Follow the money. These fat cats sitting around spending your money, giving it to China, sticking it in their families' pockets, that's not America. This country's got to get back to the truth. This is what you're here for. You're here because you love truth.
Sorry, I had my mic off, and I have no idea why I had my mic off. I did not turn my mic off. But you know what? Blame it on me. What the hell? And I will come after you because I know the law of defamation.
And I love truth too, and I know as a matter of fact, spiritually and factually.
You're on mute, Chef Kelly.
That only
you guys turn your mics on.
The truth will set you free.
Salmon Guy is there. He's just lying on the stage. He's out of frame for you guys.
Follow the money.
The Deplorables. That's a great party name for them.
Find the truth. Let the people of Georgia know the truth. And let's get some new people running.
Does that lady have a dog up there? Wait, right behind my head. What is she holding?
In this state.
I think she's holding a dog. Yeah. Well, I like her already, holding the dog in a sweater? What's going on with this? What is happening here? Hold on. Let's go closer here. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. One moment, please. Sorry about that, guys. I can't move her. Okay, fine. How about this? Yeah, she's got a dog. Here we go. Let's see what this dog has to say.
All right. How many people here voted early in person?
Oh, she's going to take over the mic now.
Okay.
There's now literally a dog and brunette show. Here we go, folks. She's got the microphone. She's going to walk back and forth on the stage. Everybody listen up. Put down your ball paints. Listen up.
Because at the precinct where I voted early in person in Dunwoody, at the Dunwoody Library.
Yeah. Woo!
They did.
Shout out to the Dunwoody Library. Woo!
Something illegal.
Oh.
I spoke with a congressperson yesterday who had me back up when I told him the story, and he was mortified to hear what I told him. I told him that after I pressed the stuff and the piece of paper came out.
Hold on. Let's recap. She pressed the stuff and the paper came out.
My daughter was with me.
Hold on. Her daughter was with her.
We were corralled over to a poll worker who looked at the top of the ballot.
What about the dog?
For the QR code to tell us which scanner to scan our votes in. Did that happen to anyone else, or was it just in my precinct? How many other people did it happen to? Did they touch your ballot?
What?
A lot of people? Yes, were there two separate scanners? For everybody? No? Okay. Well,
did the dog vote absentee? That's all I care about at this point.
Well, it was illegal. They're not allowed to look at your ballot at all. And why? Why did they have us scan into two separate scanners, one for Biden and one for Trump?
No.
Did you know that the user manual for Dominion teaches them how to delete batches of ballots? Did you know that? Did you know that?
I'll tell you what I didn't know, because I voted in person.
I'll tell you what I didn't know. Oh boy, here it comes. Here's what the Right Reverend didn't know.
Buckhead Library. I never knew.
The Buckhead Library.
That my vote was going...
Wait, did he actually say library or did he say library? Because Buckhead only has a library. By the way, Buckhead's like the nice area of Atlanta, the rich area. The old money area of Atlanta.
Buckhead Library. I never knew, because I voted in person, Buckhead Library.
Library.
I never knew that my vote was going to leave Fulton County, pass through Venezuela, Canada, find its way over to Barcelona or Frankfurt.
It did not.
And that I had cast it, and we've just learned this, on a machine with software that is 75% owned by the Communist Party of China.
That is just not true. That is not true. I love this guy. I want him coming over for Christmas. He doesn't even have to wear a mask. Dolly Parton already vaccinated him.
I didn't vote on a Chinese machine. I would never have done it.
You should have filled out a provisional ballot if that was the problem.
We've got to get back to simple rules.
The watchman
they had
cometh.
one of the most legitimate elections in recent history in Iraq. They voted by fingerprint. It's not that.
They did not vote by fingerprint. That is not how they vote.
That hard.
That is not. They get paint, purple paint on their fingers so that they can't vote twice. That the dye, the blue dye that you can't wash off for a couple of days, that lets them know that this person has voted. They don't actually vote by fingerprint. They don't like dip it and then put it on a piece of paper.
Think about the millions and millions and millions of your dollars that have been wasted running them back through.
They dip their finger in the paint and then they draw a picture of the candidate of their choice, or a picture of a nice doggy or a kitty or a fat cat. I drew a fat cat when I was I was pretty fat, ate too much kibble.
Through these China machines. He who has nothing to.
Someone came over and said, that Siamese fat cat, a Siamese. That cat is 75 cents Siamese. I'm gonna vote that. Take 8.
Hides nothing.
Nothing. Oh, doesn't exist anymore. That's what I'm saying. He should have used a ballot mailed via the United States Postal Service. The United States Postal Service.
China.
It's true. Correct, David.
Gina Haspel. Gina Haspel's the director of the CIA.
That's true.
Well, President Trump doesn't ask for my advice. If he did, I'd give it to him about Gina Haspel. Fire
yes, you would.
Gina. And fire Christopher Wray last week. The deep state permeates the Democrats. It permeates the Republicans. Donald Trump is fighting.
Everybody. Nobody is on. No one likes Donald. Even his own friends have left. He doesn't. He had a cat, and that
so bad
cat.
They cheat openly. The only people that are helping Donald Trump are people like you and me. We, the people, are helping Donald Trump.
Very few people, and your stream doesn't even exist, so. All right, that may be that. Still doesn't exist. I'm watching OAN. They're not covering it anymore. Does anybody else have a stream of this anywhere? Hold on, let me pull up the YouTubes. Seeing what's going on.
He ran for you, the people. So he's not going to stay in office. Party. He's going to stay in office because we, the people, demanded it. When we voted for him, I've looked at the real numbers. He won over 410 electoral votes. He damn near won every state in.
He's looked at the real numbers. He won over 410 electoral votes. The real numbers that, I don't know, nobody else has seen them for some reason.
Including California. 80+ million votes. We're not going to let them steal our election.
Steal, 2 syllables, steal.
We're not going to let them steal our country.
Steal.
And we will die before we'll ever let them steal our freedom.
Who? Who are we talking about now? Biden?
When I tell you it's 1776 again,
I need you to get rid of any electricity in your house so that we stop the electrical vote. You need to immediately put down any electrical device you have. It's made in China.
there were 56 men that signed the Declaration of Independence. They were pretty well off. They'd been in America for 100 plus years.
Why is Sydney even there anymore? Did she say anything of interest?
They had a lot to lose. Their families, their plantations, their fortunes, the good names that they had built up over the first 100 years before 1776. 56 men signed the Declaration of Independence. Remember this part of that declaration. We pledge to each other.
No.
Our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. And most of them lost their fortunes. Many of them lost their lives. But they did it for their children and their grandchildren and the generations to come, because they did it for freedom. It's our time now. Pledge your life, your fortune, your sacred honor to keep this country free. This is our country. Keep America free. God bless every one of you. Go to the governor's mansion. Go to the state capitol. Blow your horns. Send a message. This is America. We're going to keep it free. God bless you all. And God bless America.
What? What? She's using the same mic. Why is it suddenly so bad?
Election office in Fayette County. While I was waiting in line, I saw a man and a lady in distress. I talked to them. I found out James Jacobs and his wife Cheryl tried to vote in person on the day of, and they've done many years prior, way back from 2000.
I'm really. She's going nuts here, but I can't. I can't do anything about her audio. Sorry, guys.
They were told, no, you can't vote. You won't be voted by mail. They said, no, we did not. We want to vote in person. They were forced to get, they were given a provisional ballot. I think it was done by force. They were never told.
Something about a provisional ballot.
Bring those ballots. They were mail works. I can.
Okay, so lady in a hat said something. Oh, Sydney's got the same problem. Something about the 11th Circuit. Somebody near the cameras, you might want to talk to them. She's got the mic in her hand, but they disconnected something somewhere. Probably the mic, as people were leaving because they thought it was over, because preacher guy did his final jumpity jump farewell Jesus. Somebody probably kicked a cord out that was leading to the camera or something, because the audio is now terrible. So I think what we're hearing is just the microphone on the camera itself, which is not going to pick up things well, as we found. I really want to hear what she's saying here, but I can't, guys. Sorry.
technology for at least 15 years or so.
Yeah, we're hearing the audience instead of her because we're hearing this is the microphone on the camera. So I don't even know if they realize that their camera mic is, or that the line has been cut off. I have no idea.
We have evidence that Hillary Clinton used it in 2016.
But Right Side's a fairly big operation in terms of it's more than one person. So theoretically, somebody is texting somebody else saying, hey, like the audio's screwed up.
Bernie Sanders in California.
Bernie Sanders.
And he said that as soon as he saw the voting stop in those states the night of the election, when all of a sudden they all stopped,
That's completely not true.
Exactly what had happened. The vote was so overwhelmingly for Trump that they had to stop counting and go in and backfill with fake ballots or take time to inject votes into the machine that didn't exist and to trash Trump votes. So yes, we the people of the United States elected Donald Trump president, and we're not going to quit until he is.
Have at it.
I will see you tomorrow at the state capitol. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Stay mad as hell. We're not going to take it anymore.
Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal! How many of y'all have seen my mean mug? My name's Ollie Alexander. I created Stop the Steal in 2020 because I knew that Trump would be betrayed and we needed to put people in the streets to wait for people like Lynn Wood and Sidney Powell. The cavalry is here, but we are the foot soldiers that need to stay at the Capitol. So tomorrow, 9 a.m., who's coming to the Capitol? 9 a.m., we need you at the Capitol because there are 2 state Senate committees meeting. These committees wouldn't be meeting if 3,000 of you didn't come to Atlanta the Saturday before the Thanksgiving weekend. Thank you. We are changing the world. We are asking our Congress, our senators, our state senators, and our state reps to do something that's never been done. We Republicans don't have to lose the presidency. We control the state legislature. We control the Senate. We control the presidency. We control Arizona and Georgia, allegedly. So do not get up.
And that's not enough to flip the election.
Stay in the streets. Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Thank you.
All right. Are we done?
Yeah, I think so. All right, thank you everyone for tuning in here today in Georgia for the press conference with Sidney
One more
Powell
announcement.
and Lynn
If your
Wood.
name is Patricia Carter, please come see me. I have your driver's
Right Side
license.
Broadcasting.
Patricia Carter.
We are sorry for the technical difficulties.
I don't want to use it to vote.
We are under a tin roof, a metal dome, and that has been blocking us from being able to receive the adequate signal that we're used to having.
Oh, interesting.
So we just want to say thank you for tuning in. There were thousands of people here today showing up for support. Another clear indication that Georgia loves President Trump, and we are fighting.
Okay, so I saw one person with a mask.
Fighting for justice alongside these lawyers and the great legal minds that took the stage earlier today.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous that they live in a world where they don't have to social distance and they don't have to wear a mask. I'm tired of it. I know.
Rudy Giuliani will also be having a meeting at 6 p.m. in Lansing, Michigan. Right Side.
So 3 p.m. 3 p.m. So we'll be back. He's going to be on. Here's what I'm going to do, kids. I'm going to get myself some lunch. And I know everybody hates to watch me eat, so I'm not going to broadcast while I eat. No, I've got some stuff to do and get done, and then I will be broadcasting later. We'll definitely do Rudy. I want to catch up on some of the stuff from yesterday. There's so much good stuff. And then yeah, I'll be back in a little while. Let's see, it's 12:36 local time. Maybe about 1:30, maybe not. I'm just gonna play it by ear. I'm gonna go, I don't know, empty the dishwasher and then make some lunch. And I'll talk to you guys later. I was also disappointed by Sammy. But we'll be back a little bit later. You've been watching the live stream. I was not here for much of it, and I kind of want to go back and watch. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll watch my own live stream because I'm that much of a narcissist when I was not here because I missed all of what Sidney Powell said. So keep an eye on the updates. The best way to get notified is to subscribe at youtube.com/KevinLeeFather. Go there and hit the little bell. Subscribe, hit the bell, and the bell will give you alerts when we are broadcasting again. So it probably won't be too long. I'm gonna shoot for an hour from now, so about 1:30, maybe 2. We'll see. You'll find out when we do it. Otherwise, you guys have a great day. Relax. This is over. There's nothing that happened that we saw right here has any bearing on reality. So don't worry. America's back. We're doing fine. And I will talk to you guys later on this afternoon.
Where are you going?
Kevin, thanks for that.